For the last 2 years, I've been making videos predicting who I think is going to win Game of the Year of that year. And around, I think, 2023, I predicted that maybe Baldur's Gate 3 was going to win Game of the Year because of how good it was. I was right. In 2024, I predicted that either Black Myth Wukong is going to win. I was wrong. That was a totally wrong thing. I did not expect Astrobot to win, but Astrobot was like one of the games that I thought was going to win, if not Black Myth Wukong. So I was a little right, but I picked Black Myth Wukong. That's my personal game of the year, and kind of sad that it lost the game of the year, but it did win the popular vote, which is good. I mean, that's okay. But however, now 2025. 2025 is a very tough decision because there were actually two really good games that I think came out that has potential to basically be game of the year. Like, I wouldn't be like, this is like freaking God of War versus Red Dead Redemption 2 2018 type crap that we're doing against here. And those two games, Expedition 33 and Hollow Knight, Silksong. And I wouldn't be surprised if one or the other wins Game of the Year. And if I was to choose like one game who I think would win Game of the Year, it would most likely be. I can't talk. What's up? It's like every time I take a break from making YouTube videos for like a week, I just can't talk. Now, if I was to choose a game that I think would win this year's Game of the Year, it would be Expedition 33. I think Expedition 33 is going to win Game of the Year, and if not, then Hollow Knight. Then, if none of those win, I don't know, probably like freaking Death Stranding. I don't know, but I do think that Expedition 33 is going to win this year's Game of the Year, and Silksong a potential attendant, because those games are really, really good. I think Silksong was good. It was a really fun, really challenging game. You know, like that was just it was fun because it was just like the original Hollow Knight, which I loved a lot, and seeing Silksong now, it was good. Like it was so good that it freaking crashed really every single gaming site known to man. There was a point where when Silksong came out, I tried to open my store on my Xbox, and it just wouldn't open because, well, a lot of people were like spamming it with like freaking, I want to get Silksong now. And I'm not disagreeing with that. Like, I'm not hating on that. I'm just saying like that's a pretty good deal because Silksong as a game is really good. It's a very cheap game, so, and then getting cheap games in this year's like gaming economy is super rare, and having like a good quality game for a very affordable price that the normal gamer can get is good. And it made a lot of money, and believe it or not, it did. It made a lot of money. Surprise, it did. When you make something cheap that a lot of people can buy more of it, and it's a very popular IP, making it cheap is actually a better option than making it expensive, like your typical AAA games, and it sucks. Now, Hollow Knight is a good game. Expedition 33 was also another great turn-based game. When I first saw Expedition 33, it was an Xbox like showcase. I remember like they were like showcasing like a bunch of games. Like, I think it was 2024 or maybe even 2023. I don't remember. I remember seeing it for like the first time. I think it was actually at the 2024 Game of the Year. I don't know. It was an Xbox showcase, and I remember seeing Expedition 33. I was like, holy crap, this game looks freaking good. Like, even though it's like your average turn-based game, like the story was amazing, the gameplay was good, the bosses were fine. Like, it was a really, really good game, and seeing that and like the reputation it had, it's bound to win Game of the Year. Now, I haven't really played that much of Expedition 33. I've seen videos, I've seen all that and all the trailers and all that, but like seeing like how much like praise it got, and seeing like all the gameplay things that I saw, seeing all the story things that I saw, like it's a very like good game, especially for an indie game. Like, these two games are indie games, believe it or not. Like, that's crazy that like how indie games are now freaking dominating the gaming spectrum because of like how bad and how sucky these AAA games are. And they suck because they're expensive, they're sloppy, they're horrible. Ever since whatever Ubisoft said about like you can't own your games no more. like that damaged the reputation of the gaming industry, especially I can't talk triple A games, but you know, seeing that like the people who made Expedition 33 came from Ubisoft, and they made literally, I think they made way more money than like your average Ubisoft game that came out today. I think that's insane, and it's bound to happen because of these triple A games, all their entire like reason that they're making games is to make money, and they don't think about like making a good game. They don't think about making a good story. The only thing that they think about is making money, and however they make money through microtransactions, battle passes, making a live service. Like they'll do however they want in order to make that much money. Which, having that mindset in mind is just not good, and that can result to your game flopping and sucking. you know, But there were like some exceptions out there. So like Battlefield 6 that came out, that was a good game. Haven't played it. I never touched. I'm not really a big FPS guy, even though I'm probably an FPS bodgy. But I'm not really an FPS guy. But seeing how like Battlefield 6 is blowing up now, like it's cool. I mean, but mostly what I'm saying is that indie games are the ones that are dominating the gaming industry right now, and that says a lot about like what AAA games have to do in order to regain their reputation. But all in all, Expedition 33 is probably the game that I think is going to win Game of the Year. And if it's not even freaking a candidate for Game of the Year, then rigged. It's not supposed to. But it's fine because I'm pretty sure Hollow Knight is going to be in a Game of the Year candidate. And if Expedition 33 is not Game of the Year candidate, which is going to be really strange because it's a really fantastic game, Hollow Knight is going to win. And if Hollow Knight's not in it, then Expedition 33 is going to win. And if they're both not in it, then we freaking revolt against against Game Awards. Jeff Keighley has to hear our voices saying that we need Hollow Knight and we need Expedition 33 to be Game of the Year candidates, and a lot of people will vote for them. And if I do vote for Game of the Year again, which I'll definitely make a video about that. Maybe, I don't know, based on like what I've been scheduling and all that, I don't know if I will be able to make a video about it, but I'll try my best. And if I do vote, I will vote for Expedition 33. Because Expedition 33 is my personal Game of the Year, even though I never played it, but just seeing like what I've been seeing from the gameplay and like the videos and all that, I do think it's probably going to win. And there's other like games out there, so probably like Death Stranding 2 that came out, and there's also probably that Donkey Kong game that came out. I think that there's like another game that that came out. I don't know if I forgot what it's called. It's like a climbing game that you can climb with your friends. I think it's called Peak. I don't know if that game would be on Game of the Year, but I'm pretty sure I think Peak would somehow be on the Game Awards. But all in all, I'm saying that like I do think that 33 is going to get Game of the Year. That's my prediction. But yeah, we'll see if I'm right and see if I'm wrong. Right now I'm 1-1, and if I get this right, I'll be 2-1, and then if I get wrong, I'll be 1-2. Which I want to get this right, please. And I really do hope that those two games will be Game of the Year candidates, because they are for sure Game of the Year candidates. That's it. Thanks for watching.